Hi friends, and welcome back to Max Electronics. I'm really sorry for releasing the video so late. I've been crazy busy with work, but today we have something really awesome that everyone should have, that whoever does projects with Arduino. Now you know the programmers like USB Tiny and ASP USB, something that uploads the data to your Atmega. Today we will be building a universal programmer, meaning that you don't need those crazy adapters and cables, because before I used to do, I don't know if I have it somewhere near me, I can't see any. Let me grab it. So before, for example, if I need to program Atmega 328, I would have something like this, which is an adapter plugged into an adapter. So you put your Atmega into here, and that plugs into here, and then this plugs into USB ASP. And you know, it's a big contraption. You still have to plug somewhere your crystal, and just too much effort. Then if you're programming something USB ESP32 or ESP12, you're using something like that, and it's always different cables, different. That's USB-C, this one is, I think it's USB-A or something. It's confusing and a lot of stuff, and I have to keep all different adapters like this to plug it in, and it's nightmare. So we're going to be building a big universal one that just have one USB plug, a couple of switches, and lots of sockets. Let's have a look at the schematic first. So in the heart of it is Atmega 8, which is your USB to ISP programmer. And let me give you a little tip. When you, if you're building this project, which you can get files for on Patreon, simply buy USB ASP programmer on eBay. It'll cost you a couple of bucks, you know, maybe $5, $6, and then buy one of those programmers, which is a ESP12, ESP32 programmer as well. So we're going to be using this way. It's a lot cheaper because you can get components off of this. Like, for example, those little springs, you can't just buy them individually. I don't know if you can see them. You have to buy the whole unit, and again, that's $5. So, and you also got yourself, you know, the voltage regulator, the USB port that you can desolder, so you can scavenge components off of this and off of the USB ASP, and that's exactly what we will be doing. So let me grab something to point with. That'll do. So we have Atmega 8, which will be scavenged from the USB ASP programmer. We've got the switch, I think it's slow programming. Then we've got all the supporting components. Pretty much most of it comes from the board. We have two 3-position switches, one here and one, where was it, here. And what they do, this one will switch between two modes. So we also got CH340C. This is your USB to serial converter. So again, that would be scavenged from the this board as well. And this switch, you got USB-C, you got all the support components, diode, main switch, little voltage suppressors. So this switch will be switching between the two USBs. So when it's in the middle position, it'll be off. If it's in the first position, it'll turn on the Atmega 8, which is your USB ASP. In the second position, it'll go to channel CH340, which means you have two options to program the chip, via the serial or via the ISP. This is a little UMH3N transistor kind of array to get the signaling from DTR and RTS, and again you'll get that from the USB ASP programmer. This switch is a voltage selector, so you can select which voltage you want to program the chips at. You want 5 volts or 3.3. Note that if you're programming ESP32 or ESP12, no matter which position that switch is in, it'll still be 3.3 volts because they only require 3.3 volts. So this is your also auxiliary 10-pin ISP. You've got your 6-pin ISP, and you've got your serial as well. Where is it? It's probably on the other page. Oh no, there it is. There's a serial. So you can still plug the cords into those kind of sockets in case you want to program something externally. You've got two crystals. So one crystal will be responsible for through-hole chips, and the other crystal will be responsible for SMD chips. Again, that's a USB voltage suppressors, just a power LED, a voltage regulator, and the second page. Second page, you may think it's really complicated. It is not. This is just sockets. So we've got sockets with this capacitors, filtering capacitors, pretty much just sockets, and that's it. A couple of resistors for the ESP12 and ESP32, and that's that. Now, before we get to the board and everything else, let's hear a quick word from my sponsor who is sponsoring this video, and let's check out, after the quick word from PCBWay, their boards that are slightly different than usual, and I will explain why. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. PCBWay is the leading manufacturer of high-quality multi-layer circuit boards with unbeatable prices. Simply upload the zip file with your project directly to the website, select your preferences, preview your board, select the postage, and get an instant quote. Now you're just one click away from getting your project completed. PCBWay also offers a range of services such as PCB assembly, CNC milling, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. Your project will be manufactured by highly trained professionals with a state-of-the-art equipment and delivered to you in no time with safely packed and vacuum-sealed packaging. Prototype the easy way with PCBWay. Quality, integrity, reliability. Thank you, PCBWay, and let's have a look at those boards. I already had a look at them. They are awesome. And the reason why they are different than usual, you may have already noticed, they are gold. So this is gold immersed boards. You can see that, I don't know how well the camera captures it, but that's all gold. And the reason for that is we want it to last longer. So since it's going to be a programmer, we want it to last as long as possible, and you know, is a less chance of oxidizing of gold than your typical copper and everything else. So this board also, you can see those sockets. You can buy them separately. And well, for example, this one, I don't know, I couldn't find any separate ones, but you can buy this to deep or through hole and just desolder it from here. That's what I've done. Those two is, like I said, I've duplicated it from here, so you can just desolder those loops and you solder them onto here. What else? We've got the boot for the ESP32, we've got reset button, slow programming switch, that's for ISP, we've got the ISP10, 6 and serial outputs here. Then a few LEDs to indicate the data transfer, power LED, the switches, which will indicate we've got two LEDs for 3 and 5 volts, so it'll be multi-position. Mode select serial or ISP, two sockets for the crystals, so you can just plug in the crystal that you're programming. What else? We've got dip sockets, then we've got SOP sockets, and we've got the QFTP sockets here, TQFP. So it'll support dip 28, dip 20, 14, dip 40, SOP 8, 14, 20, and 20 wide. Then we've got TQFP 32, 44, and 64, and obviously ESP12 and ESP32. On the other side, we've got our CH340C with that little transistor thing. We've got the U1 is the one that we're going to scavenge from the USB ASP. It's already programmed, that's the good thing, so you just stick it in. Those pads are connecting to those switches that go 3-position ones, and they're marked as well. It's upside down. Then what else do we have on this side? We've got USB-C, fuse, a couple of supporting caps. This is a power switch. If you don't want it, you can just short it out, or you can put a switch like I did. I've already printed out, well, the bottom part is still 3D printing. This is the top part for it. So that space I've left that you can put your own switch in there. And that's going to go like that, as you can see. So when the board is in, the sockets will be sitting here, and this will be just a snap-on for your ESP. So you literally just snap it on, program it, and then pop it out. The buttons, so yeah, that's it. So let's have a look at the components. It is not a lot as well. here is pretty much all the components. Component list is included as well in files. So this is what I've scavenged those gold springs from. They're right here. That's the ESP programmer, exactly like this one. That's all the SMD components. We've got switches that are 3 positions. So we've got on, off, on, dual pull, dual throw. Then what else is interesting? That's the one for slow programming. Sometimes you need to use that. That's going to be sitting right here. And other interesting things, sockets. So we've got all those sockets. And I've marked with a square where the pin 1 is on all of them, because you can put the chip wrong way around. I didn't mark this one because this one arrived latest, but I will mark it. This is the wide one, so they are usually the press ones. So you press, the pins open up, you pop your chip in there and you close it. And of course you're all familiar with those ones that are just simple through-hole ones. That's it. So I'm gonna grab the board and start putting SMD stencil on it, and let's get started with assembling it. Most of it is assembled. One more wire to solder, well actually 3 more if you consider the switch. So this is the voltage selector that is almost done. It looks messy, but I don't know why I did it this way. I could have done it cleaner. Plenty of room here. And then we got the switch as well, so we'll add that. And that is it. That should be ready. 3D printer's finished by now. By the way, this, oh, fuse, forgot the fuse. The switch actually will go in last after we'll put the top cover in, and then we'll solder the switch in and push it into the cutout. Let's put the fuse. There we go. Now it's pretty much complete. We just have to test it. That's what it looks like. Looks quite busy, but we got everything we need. So we've got the switches, and we probably should plug it in and see if it works. Let me find a USB. Oh, there you go. I found USB-C cable. Alright, that's plugged into the computer now. And I'm gonna, oh, that's gone. And I'm gonna open the device manager just to see if it recognizes it. Device manager. Alright, here goes the USB-C. And let's turn the power on. Nothing should happen yet, just the power light should come on. Yep, I'm not sure why this is lit. Let's go for, say, 5 volts. Why is there no power? That should be switching. Oh, there is. I just put, yeah, I know. I'll put 10Ks. I should have put, yeah, 10Ks is way too much. I should have put 1K. That's okay, I'll change that. I can see them dimly light up. So that's the reset and boot. Let's go for serial. Okay, computer sees it. And ports. USB serial COM6, yep. Alright, turn that off. And let's go for ISP. USB ASP, there you go, I found it. I know you can't see it, but yeah. Alright, so the next step, I'm going to change those resistors here from 10K to 3K, or to 1K. And then we're going to try to program something. So I'm going to put 320 in. I don't have a lot of chips, so we'll try with a 328 chip. I'm going to put it in, a blank one. Then I'm going to put a bootloader using the ISP. Then I'm going to switch over to serial, and I'm going to upload something using serial, because, you know, if ISP doesn't work, then the serial wouldn't program because the chip doesn't have a bootloader. After that, we're going to try with ESP32, and obviously that would work if this one works. So let me get everything ready, and I'll see why this is lit up. It shouldn't, actually no, it should be lit up. Yes. Alright, so give me a moment to get everything ready, and we'll try programming. Once that's done, we'll put the cover on and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've assembled it together. It turned out really nice. I haven't put the screws yet, so it's still apart, but it is together. And haven't done the stickers, so let's turn it on. I have not tried it yet. I've got a 16 megahertz crystals here, which is gonna go into the SMD one here. That's going in well. And I've got at mega 3 to 8p-AU, which is gonna go into this one here. So let's load it in. It is fresh one, it's just out of the packaging. I just got it out of here actually. So we'll put that in, and we'll lock it up. Now let's put it into ISP, because we need to put a bootloader on it, and into 5 volts and turn it on. Computer recognized it. I've got in 3.3. I need to flip that switch. Okay, so we've got 5 volts now, I think. Okay, now let's program the bootloader. Program USB ASP slow. We'll try just USB ASP and see if that will work, and burn bootloader. Okay, let's put a slow one. Yep, that worked. Now that the bootloader is, yep, done burning bootloader, so you saw that light, that works. Let's go now into the normal mode, and we'll go and select the board, that's all correct. Port, and I think it's COM6. So let's try upload that. Yep, and upload. Let's see what happens. Yep, done uploading, and it worked just fine, as you saw. Okay, and that would be the reset. So that's working fine. Now let's try ESP32 or ESP12, whatever I can find. So that's definitely working. Give me a sec to find, remove that first. We'll turn that off. And that chip's programmed. I'll put it back in. But that's done. So again, this is all copied together, so they all work. This will work and this will work, because the pins, as you saw in the schematic, they just joined all together. So is this. So this is working just fine. Now we'll go that to normal mode, and that we will leave in the serial mode. So now I'm going to find the chip ESP12 or ESP32. I will be back in a second. I've got ESP32 here ready, so I'm going to load it in. That's in, and we'll turn it on. Alright, that's all good. So let's select the file, and it is, let me check the port, I think it's COM6 still. Yep, COM6. That's all correct, and let's start. You can see the light is indicating that it's writing. Alright, so that's done. As you can see, that's working as well. We can try to, I don't know if I can verify on here. I don't think I can. But it is done. It would have come up with an error if it didn't. And then we can turn it off and pop that off. And that's programmed. So that's it. That's how you program using this universal programmer. Definitely need to have, because now it's definitely so much better than having all of this separate that needs to plug in into another converter, to plug in into another converter, to plug into, you know, USB, ASP eventually. It's a nightmare. And yet you still have all those ports right here. All the plans for the 3D print, for the schematic, for everything is up on Patreon right now. It's available, so head up there and you can download it and make it yourself if you want to. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you'd like to support us, again, you can support us by signing up to Patreon. My name is Max. I will see you next time. Bye.